I met this girl looking all so green and so beautiful. It was from a distance. She had green hair that was as green as the rainforest in Brazil. I thought to myself that maybe she was from Brazil, even though we are from South Africa. Then I thought to myself that it was Brazil that probably inspired her with her hairstyle. Her lips were so soft and so green that it reminded me of a beautiful silk green skirt. And I said to myself that if green skirt could talk, it would say how much they would like to be as green and soft as those lips. My eyes got mesmerized by her curves and her green outfit. Then I said to myself, hallelujah, what a perfect fit. The angel should be blessing her right now. Unfortunately for her, she was hooked up by a poisonous man who I call Mr. Contradiction. Who is Mr. Contradiction, you may ask? Mr. Contradiction is an egotistic, self-absorbed, bossy mentality young man that's full of contradiction. He would say one thing and do another thing that goes against his words, that are like a false preacher's words. To him, that's his norm. He doesn't see his mistakes, but he sees others' mistakes. If he gets used to you, he will disrespect you and see it as a norm to himself. So be cautious of a man like him. He will make a good priest to start cursing. At that time I didn't know her name, so I started naming her Green Girl. Green Girl had many admirers. Others was rich, frail, old man. Others seemed rich, even though they were not, but had sugar mama. She gave out her numbers to them, even though they didn't look attractive at all, nor did they look like they were interested in her as a woman. But they were interested in other things besides her beautiful character. As a woman I saw them charming her with money, trips, and gold. I could imagine what favor is she doing for them, like cuddling with them nakedly, keeping them warm with her sexy goddess-like body, and just having meaningless sex with them. Then I asked myself, is she smart by getting the gold and riches from their pockets and saving the other bit of gold and riches for her future like a hustler? Or is she a confused soul? I wondered. So I then said to myself, let me get to know her and see for myself if she is a hustler or a confused soul. And when my journey of getting to know Green Girl started, I introduced myself to her as the wonderful gentleman named Mr. King. King being an English name of my real name, though her real name sounds so sweet and so good to me. I like calling her Green Girl. And after some time, Green Girl evolved into Dream Girl. We got close, and I saw her real personality, and it was so beautiful. I can't lie about that. I took her to heaven and back with my magical hands that were so soft, gentle, and muscular. Even though she loved my magical hands, she was afraid of getting close to me, and she kept on going back to her poisonous comfort zone, called Mr. Contradiction, cause he was his first to get to know. Something better. The more I observed her, the more I saw how much of a confused soul she was. I asked her to make sense of her decision toward what I see, then she didn't. But her action says another thing, like a confused soul. Confused soul, what exactly is meant by that? It is a person who doesn't know what the right decisions are and keeps on making illogical decisions that end up hurting themselves. And they keep on making those same decisions until they end up regretting those decisions. Let me step in the dark side of life. Mr. Contradiction's worst case scenario might go as far as her alternative future. As for him to call her a bitch and slap her around like a sumo slapping a training pole, kick her around like a soccer player kicking around a football, beat her like a street fighter, beating up a nerd, or hopeless kid. Another worst case scenario is him sharing her around with his friends and strangers like a whore, and seeing all his abuse towards her as a norm and as her fault, like all the abusive men out there. Now out of the dark side and into the present tense, he might use disrespectful, hurtful words and laugh about it like he uses on Mr. King, that will make any man gentle or not furious. And then he would start using the word sorry, like those type of words are nothing but toilet paper that you use and throw away once you're done wiping your ass with it in the toilet. Like every gentleman out there, I hope my dark words don't come true, and that it's all in my head, and that you have a plan for your future, and that you're not a confused soul. I wish you find whatever love you're seeking for, and that you find a good man that will love you inside and out, that's willing to go to hell and back just to find you if you ever land there, and that will take good care of all